His mother Giselle receives a report about the failed attempt on Charlotte's life. Learning that the Black Knight is protecting her, she throws her drink at them, calling them useless, and she thinks she will need to handle it herself. But at that moment Haru arrives, instantly taking out her men with his barriers. Giselle wonders how he made it into her castle, which should be protected by barriers, but Haru calls them weak, saying he just broke through them. Giselle prepares to deal with him, and Haru is surprised she can use 3 spells in a row. He gets trapped in a sphere of water, starting to drown, but he uses a barrier to help him jump out. Giselle follows up with ice magic, which Haru is able to defend against, so she then blasts him with her fire magic. Haru drops to the ground and Giselle starts to gloat, saying he was no challenge, but Haru just gets back up, brushing off the attack, and Giselle wonders who he is. Haru starts to retaliate, attacking with a barrage, and Giselle struggles to defend herself. She thinks he is even stronger than the Demon King, and she starts to run out of mana. But she charges at him with her sword, and Haru fights using his own sword. Giselle gets on top of him, thinking she is unrivaled with the sword, but Haru ends up disarming her. He prepares to punish her, creating a collar around her neck, and he tells her she will lose her head if she tries to take it off. She wonders what he wants, and Haru tells her he has one demand, telling her to keep her hands off Charlotte and his family, warning her what will happen if she disobeys. 5 years later, things have remained peaceful, and we see Charlotte playing out in the snow. Haru finds it too cold outside, so he just wants to go back to his room. He wonders if Flay is cold in her outfit, and we see her shaking, but she claims to be fine. Haru can see through her lie, so he gives her a new outfit and tells her to speak up if she has a problem. Charlotte tells him about a special move that she thought of, saying she isn't strong enough to use it, so she asks him to try it out. She explains how to do it, and he thinks it's ridiculous, but he can't say no to her. He prepares his magic, performing a chant that he finds embarrassing, and he ends up drilling a huge hole in the ground. Charlotte is impressed, and Haru is glad he could make her happy, but their parents suddenly appear, wondering what's going on, so Haru quickly uses his magic to create the Black Knight, who flies away, and he blames the hole on him, saying the Black Knight was passing by and showed off his special attack.
What? I'm out, man.
Charlotte quickly agrees with the explanation, and their father decides not to look into it. As Charlotte continues to play, Haru asks his father how things have been going. His father mentions how the queen hasn't appeared in public over the last few years, but he is glad there have been no more attempts on Charlotte's life. He has heard rumors that the queen wears a slave collar now, so he wonders if that has something to do with it. Haru is just glad everything is peaceful, and he thinks he can finally have a relaxing life as a shut-in, but his father suddenly mentions he will need to start going to school in the capital. Haru is shocked hearing this, and his father says he tried to refuse, but it was beyond his control. Haru instantly refuses, remembering how bad school was in his past life, and he becomes determined to find a way to get out of it. We see them discussing it further. Back at the house, his father reveals it was a direct recommendation from the king. Haru wonders why he would do such a thing, and his father thinks he must have made an impression on Princess Marianne when she came to visit them. His father thinks it would also be a good opportunity for him to meet people and see more of the outside world. Haru doesn't want to cause trouble for him, so he agrees to go. His father mentions he should bring in attendants since he is going to the capital, but he says he can't take Flay since she would end up causing trouble, and his mother suddenly appears, volunteering to go with him. But Haru refuses, saying nobody would be bringing their mother with them, and his father tells him he has 3 months to find someone. As Haru heads back to his room, he thinks of a way to get out of going. He explains the situation to his clone, but the clone also refuses, saying he also wants to be a shut-in, so Haru explains his plan, wanting his clone to get expelled from the academy for lack of ability, since it can't use any magic, and that way it won't cause any trouble for his father. His clone thinks he could do it himself, but Haru claims he might accidentally use his barrier magic if he is getting picked on. His clone doesn't want to get beaten up, so Haru promises to use his barrier on him to protect him, and clone reluctantly agrees to the plan. We learned that over the last 5 years Haru built a cabin somewhere far away where he can be a shut-in while his clone covers for him. He relaxes playing video games, but Charlotte still comes to visit so she can watch her favorite animes. She gets depressed, wanting to watch more because she can only visit with Flay since he is so far away, but Haru mentions he could use teleportation magic to help her. He shows it off, passing a ball to her through his barrier, and they are amazed that it works, but he notes he hasn't tested it on a living creature. Flay suggests trying it out with his clone, so he opens up a door to his room. He tells his clone to come through, but he knows what's up and refusing to risk his own life. He taunts Haru to try it himself, but Flay gets annoyed and she jumps right through, grabbing the clone, and she throws him through. But after this test they confirm that it works, so Haru installs a door for Charlotte to come and visit, but his clone heads back, just wanting to be left in peace. Days in his small house thing. Haru tries to play it out, mentioning he needs to take a walk. He takes a stroll, thinking how he barely dodged a bullet and that he needs to find someone right for the job in the next 3 months. He then notices a path in the forest and decides to take it. He finds a village filled with skeletons. The skeleton remembers that these skeletons were called by the summoners he defeated 5 years ago, and they start literally a game event. The dragon shrinks into a girl form and Haru uses his barrier magic to give her main clothes. The girl is confused because she doesn't know why she has clothes on. She starts panicking and reveals that she feels uneasy if she doesn't understand something. Haru promises to explain to her later and takes his helmet off to introduce himself. The girl reveals she doesn't have a name and asks him to give her one just like the previous demon lord. Haru shortens her name from Blizzard Dragon to Lisa. She loves it and is pleased to meet him. The shiny moment is interrupted by Flay, who wants to bring up that she was the first one to serve Haru. She's literally bullying Lisa, calling her a second, but Haru simply ignores everything and uses his magic to fly away. Lisa grows some wings and follows him, making Flay realize that she's already losing to the new girl because she cannot fly. And that's the end of the video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I will bring more excitement anime in the future. Thanks for watching, bye.